Welcome back to the Content Marketing Playbook. It's your host, Josh Culler with Culler Media. And today we're going to be talking about, we're continuing on from our previous two episodes, carrying on into understanding the platforms in which you distribute content marketing to. So the first week we talked about, which was 2 episodes ago, we talked about Facebook and understanding Facebook and what kind of content fits in there. And then last week we talked about Instagram. This week we're going to be talking about YouTube. So this is a really, really big topic, and I'm not going to title this video how to grow 1,000 YouTube subscribers in less than a week, like stuff like that. I don't really believe in that stuff. There's a lot of methodology behind actually growing a YouTube channel. And so I'm going to really go over just the nitty-gritties of what to actually think about when you're going to put content out on YouTube. So this isn't, like I said, this isn't necessarily how to grow your YouTube channel. This is understanding the platform and how content marketing fits in with the actual platform. So if you're an influencer, if you have a business or whatever, this is going to be beneficial for you because you want to make sure that whatever content you are putting out on YouTube, you're maximizing the actual capabilities of it being able to gain traction. And so that's what I'm going to teach you on this episode. So make sure you stay tuned. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed to the Content Marketing Playbook. We're on all the podcast platforms. Go check it out. Also, we put these videos out on YouTube and then Facebook. So if you want to watch the actual video, go over to the Culler Media Facebook page or Culler Media YouTube channel. And both have rich content that is out there for you to be able to watch via video. So let's go ahead and jump into it for today. Like I said, this is kind of continuing on in a series that I'm doing on understanding the actual platforms in which you put content marketing out on. So first week was Facebook, last week was Instagram, this week YouTube. So I always started off with the foundational things that you need to know about the platform itself, because this is far more important than understanding what landscape of video to actually put out on YouTube, the format or how to write the titles, how to write descriptions, links, and stuff like that. We want to start with the foundation because you need to go into the platform, putting content out on the platform with the right frame of mind, because each one of these platforms, the reason I'm doing this is because each platform is different. So we talked about Facebook. Facebook is a very long form and short form content platform. So it's kind of a Swiss Army knife of content platforms. So you could put short little 60-second clips, but you can also put a full 1-hour podcast episode on there and you're still going to get maybe the same traction. Who knows? That's for you to decide, right? That's for your data analytics to jump in and figure out what's getting the most traction. But bottom line is that the platform is built for those types of content, whereas Instagram is primarily, even though you have the option to upload up to 10 minutes on IGTV, Instagram is that platform where it's bite-sized pieces of content. So you definitely want 60-second clips. You want the little quote cards that you can read in less than 5 seconds and get the whole gist of what somebody's trying to say. So Instagram is that bite-sized piece of content platform. YouTube is kind of the exact opposite. So YouTube is meant for a longer form content. Now, longer form can be contextualized to whatever you want it to fit. And it all comes down to knowing who your audience is and what they like to consume. So for instance, a kid, I always use this analogy. My nephew, he's 3 years old, actually just turned 4. He watches these videos about Legos and how people unbox Legos and put them together. I'm not going to lie, I watch them every once in a while. But the bottom line is that, he'll sit there and watch these videos that are 5 to 10 minutes long. And that's his attention span, but he's sitting there sucking his thumb every once in a while. He's not supposed to do that, but he's got his eyeballs glued to, sometimes they cast it up on the TV or they watch it on his phone or iPad or whatever. And his eyes are glued the entire time. So there's no distractions between there for that to pull off of his attention on the video. So for somebody that age, they're in that stage of they want to learn, even though their attention span might not be there physically, but if there's something that's really grabbing their attention, you can put a 10-minute video in front of a 4-year-old and they'll watch the entire thing all the way through. Whereas somebody like myself, I do have a hard time, paying attention for a long period of time. A lot of times I have to take breaks. Even when I'm reading a book, it's very hard for me to consume, a full chapter of a book that's going to take me 45 minutes to read. I'll chop that down into 10 to 15 minutes in order for me to be able to digest the content. So this is why it's so important to know your audience and know what they like. So you want to know them and know their tendencies, know what they want to consume. And that's the important thing. But YouTube is that long form content. So that's the thing you need to go into thinking about. Whereas let me give this analogy that I always give. People go to YouTube to search for a specific video. I don't know very many people, I don't know anybody that goes to YouTube to scroll through content, just like you would on Instagram or Facebook, where you're just scrolling. Oh, I see a video. I'm going to watch it for 60 seconds. Cool. I'm done. Move on to the next piece of content. You move on to the next post. That's what Instagram and Facebook is. YouTube, you're not going to YouTube to scroll through content. You might go through a rabbit hole, but you're watching all these videos all the way through. So this is the important thing to understand about YouTube is that the reason why, and I'll tell you this, the reason why Facebook and Instagram, the video formats for those two platforms is either square or vertical. That's dominating. That's because you want to take up that full phone screen. But you got to remember, people aren't going to switch their phone over to landscape. As soon as somebody commits to turning their phone sideways, landscape, they are watching the full video. They want to be immersed. So think about it. If you're watching a YouTube video, you do have the option to watch it while you're holding your phone right side up, right? But it's only going to take up that first 1/4 of the screen. So you're like, why am I, if I'm going to watch a 2-minute video, I just want to turn my phone sideways. So with YouTube, people are willing to commit to that turning their phone sideways and be completely immersed and watch the full YouTube video because that's what they're on the platform for. Whereas Facebook, they're going there to just consume a stupid amount of content in a small amount of time. So therefore, turning your phone sideways on a Facebook video is not going to be something that people are willing to commit to because they're not on that platform for that purpose. So that's something that you definitely need to understand when it comes to uploading content to YouTube. So let's get into kind of the nitty-gritty type stuff. These are all things that are definitely actionable items for you to be able to take action on and actually implement into your YouTube strategies. Again, this is not how to, grow your subscriber base to 1,000 subscribers in less than a week, stuff like that. These are things that you should be doing inside of your YouTube videos in order to get the best traction and be able to have the most potential for your video reach, right? So there's a lot of different studies and analytics and a lot of different opinions from people. But when it comes down to it, the time of a video, this is a question that I get all the time. How long should my videos be if I'm putting them out on YouTube? Again, it goes back and depends on your audience. But the proven track record for the best time period within a 30-second to a minute span is 3 to 3.5 minutes. 3 to 3.5 minutes gets the most traction on YouTube when it comes to those videos. Now, again, that doesn't mean that like for instance, for me, every morning I wake up, while I'm eating my breakfast, I watch a show called Good Mythical Morning. Normally those are 14, 15-minute videos, right? And it takes me about 14, 15 minutes to wake up and to eat my breakfast and that kind of thing. And so I'll watch those videos, but that's the full video. But I'm not going to go on a plane and watch a video that's 14, 15 minutes long like that. So it also depends on the contextual, like what am I doing right now? Okay, so, but when it comes down to it, 3 to 3.5 minutes is especially if you're a brand. If you're a brand, you're not necessarily an influencer. I think that influencers should have between 5 to 10 minute videos on their platform, but those shorter 3-minute videos also do work. So 3 to 3.5 minutes is ideally what you want to be able to at least reach when it comes to uploading a YouTube video. I would say there should be never really a purpose to dip below 2 minutes on a video, unless maybe this video you're embedding it on your website in order to just have something on your website there. So that would be the only exception I would say. The next thing is build out your bio. Make sure you're doing this to the fullest extent. This includes the channel, the actual description. So make sure you give a full description on the channel. Make sure you are linking. You do have the abilities to link your social media platforms and your website, which would be up in the upper right-hand corner, I believe, when you go to your YouTube channel. But and some of these things, guys, that I'm mentioning, I'm not going to show you or tell you how to do this. I'm simply going to explain what it is and that you should do it. But if you just go to Google and you type in how to, link my social media platforms to my YouTube channel, then you'll find the answers that you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. But that also includes in the bio, that also includes your cover photo. So make sure that's that photo that you see as soon as you go to your channel, that first one, not your icon, which you should do your icon, which is your basically your profile photo, but your cover photo. You should definitely make sure that there's something, a very good call to action. Do not overload the cover photo. Do not overload this at all. Like, this is not a place to be able to put your entire biography in there. Like, you don't want to overload your cover photo. Keep it simple, keep it short. Could even just be a simple call to action, a simple tagline, your logo, maybe some social icons, which I really kind of am against just because they're going to be in your description anyway. So just keep that in mind. Keep it simple, keep it sweet, build it out. So just build out your entire bio. That's what you want to make sure you do. And this also includes like the channel forefront. So if you go to somebody's YouTube channel, a lot of times they'll have sections that you could scroll down. One section will be a playlist. The next section will be recent uploads or popular uploads. These are just little sections that you can add within your channel in order to fill that homepage of your YouTube channel. The next thing is craft great titles. So we're getting into the actual specifics of a video when you actually upload an individual video. Craft a good title. There's a lot of key components when it comes to actually creating a good title. Bottom line is you want it to be descriptive, not misleading. Do not do clickbait. That's just not ethical. It's not a good way to drag people into your videos. Just don't do that. I'm not endorsing that at all. Make sure that it is, it does want, you do want it to be something that's, intriguing, right? So for instance, some of my videos that I have on my YouTube channel there for my REI Marketing Weekly podcast. Now, in those interviews that I have with these investors, a lot of times we'll talk about 3 or 4 things, but there's a core conversation that I have with them. And that's what I want to title the video as, and then featuring, Sean Thompson or whatever. So like, I'm going to actually say, here's one thing that we're talking about. This is the nugget. This is the absolute peak of what we're talking about here. But that doesn't mean that we're not talking about other things inside the video. So just keep that in mind. But again, you go to Google how to craft a great title, and you're gonna find that there. But titles are this is the main thing that Google will scrape when somebody searches for a specific term. Now again, let's go back to the purpose for people being on YouTube. They're there to find a specific video, not to scroll through social media and, just kind of watch like 3 or 4 videos right in a row. No, they're going to YouTube to look for something specific. It is a search engine. So the title plays into that SEO role. So make sure you're building out a good title. The next thing is, this might be even more important than your title, is the thumbnail. Thumbnails are very important. A lot of times there's designs that you can go after that, the actual verbiage, the text on the thumbnail is the same as the title. You can do that if you want, but this might be a good opportunity for you to expound on that title a little bit more. So maybe add a subtitle inside of the thumbnail and leave the title as it is. So those are the 2 things that people see when they come to your channel or when they come to their video. The only 2 things that they see when they come to your video is your thumbnail and your title. So you want to make sure you capitalize on that really good. And you can go to Upwork or Fiverr or whatever and find people to design thumbnails for you. Keep it simple, keep it short and sweet. Like, this is not a place to overcomplicate your design. Don't get too picky with what you're putting on here. Just something eye-catching, something that's popping, and something that explains in less than 5 words what the video is about. So that's what you want to do. And if you're a brand especially, make sure it is aligned with your branding. That's going to be extremely important for people to identify that it's you. Next thing is create a good description. So this is your opportunity to expound on the description. Now, you will find that not everybody reads the description, but that's not the point. People aren't coming to a YouTube video and then reading the description and then watching the video. Like, that's not how it works. People will just watch the video. I mean, think about it from your perspective. How many people have, how many times have you gone to a YouTube video and you actually read the full description? That's not the purpose of this. It's meant for SEO purposes. It's meant for search engine purposes. So you definitely want to make sure you're building that out. I would recommend typing 3 to 4 paragraphs for you to be able to actually get contextual description in there. Make sure it's keyword rich. Don't make it spammy. Again, don't make it misleading, but you want to explain what's actually going on in the video. So that's important to understand. So description, and inside the description, the next thing would be to add links. So this is your opportunity to be able to add links to your website, to a resource that you mentioned inside of the actual video itself. There's a lot of different things that you can link. If you have a guest on your show, on your podcast, I always link out to their the way to connect them to their website, to their social media, platforms and stuff like that. So add links in there, and in the video you want to say, hey, be well acquainted with the links down in the description below, blah blah blah. So let people know that there are links in the description in order for them to be able to click on those. Because especially like if I watch a lot of tech YouTubers that review tech, so they'll review a phone or whatever, and they have affiliate links. So they'll actually say, if you want to learn more about this cell phone, or you want to buy the phone, click the link in the description below. And that's a place where somebody can actually click that and be redirected to where they want to go. So add links. You're not going to get penalized for that. This is a little bit different. Whereas like Facebook, if you add a link in the actual description, it is known and proven that they actually penalize you because they don't want you to leave the platform. YouTube really doesn't care. So that's something to understand. Next thing is to add tags. So when you upload the video, there's going to be a section for you to be able to add basically hashtags is what this is. But these are keywords that you can add just like a blog. If you upload a blog and you add tags and you add keywords, this is the same thing. So type as many as you can that are relevant to your actual video. Same thing as adding hashtags to your Instagram post. I'm not going to go into that super deep, but there is a section there. You'll be able to add tags. Next thing is auto captions. I really like this feature with YouTube because this is, first of all, this is a way for you to be able to get captions and a transcription of your video, and you can actually download that transcription for yourself. Now, that being said, it's not always super accurate, so you got to understand that. So you'll have to go in and maybe edit it a little bit. But for me, especially if it's just auto captions, I just turn on auto captions on my videos just in case somebody, for whatever reason, is watching a full YouTube video without listening to it, right? So I don't know who does that, but this also, this might be a myth, but this is something that I have heard from people that are top in the industry when it comes to SEO and that kind of thing, is that when you do add the captions, YouTube will actually search that in the metadata. That YouTube will actually use that as an SEO function as well. So again, I don't know if that's 100% true, but why not try it? It's just a click of a button, add auto captions. So the next thing is to add end screens. So these next two things are just things that are inside your video. When you go to upload it to YouTube, they'll give you this option. Add end screen. So an end screen is basically the last 20 seconds of a YouTube video. They allow you to place it. Like if you ever watch a YouTube video and you get to that very end of the video, you have the option. There's a button that says, subscribe here, or watch the next video, or here's another playlist, suggested video, or whatever. This is that. So these are just literally buttons that YouTube allows you to overlay on top of your video. Somebody can click that. And what a lot of times people will do, and I do this for my clients, is that we'll actually add a end screen little graphic. Now this goes inside. This is really super advanced, so I don't recommend this for everybody. But we'll actually add a graphic inside of the video itself. So you actually have to edit it into the video. But we have a little like wrapper that goes into the video for the last 20 seconds. And it has like it says subscribe with arrows pointing to the buttons. And then you overlay the buttons on the end screen function in YouTube. So you probably have seen that in some video or whatever. So make sure you're doing that. The next thing is adding cards. Cards are these little things that pop up across the I believe that would be the upper right-hand corner of your video. So if somebody ever says, make sure you check out this video, and then a little icon pops up across, and it says suggested video, and then it gives a title. That's what a card is. Typically, I like to place 3 cards inside my video. I don't like doing more than that, and I'm so sorry I just hit the microphone. But I don't like doing more than 3 cards in my video. So normally I'll add it within the first 30 seconds. So I'll do 30 seconds of my video. That's the first card. The next one is the halfway point, and then the next one is about a minute left inside my video. So you just spread them out pretty evenly, and then you got that locked down. And again, these two things, you go to Google, search how to add end screens, how to add cards, and you'll find it's pretty easy to do. All right, so the next few things, we got a couple more, and we're going to wind this down. I know this is a lot of information, guys, so take notes. Don't try to implement every single thing at once. Just try these things out. Make sure that you are implementing what I'm talking about. But again, like this is like drinking from a fire hose if you're not familiar with YouTube. These are just things that I want you to be aware of that you heavily play into the reach of your YouTube video. All right, so the next thing is premiere is equal to live. So just like Facebook, you can premiere a video. So the way the algorithm works is that it does work the same as a live video. So you can go live on YouTube, which I do recommend, but here's the reason why I recommend live and premiere is that if somebody subscribed to your channel, they will get a notification not only when the video is uploaded, but when you go live. So that is a really cool feature. So basically, if you schedule a premiere, YouTube will send a notification to the subscribers and say, Josh Culler has scheduled a premiere. Click here to get a reminder. And that's a really cool feature because it's just getting me back on their radar for another chance. And so premiere is equal to live video. I do recommend going premiere as often as you can, just because it works really well and people can actually add live comments into that. YouTube just added that feature. So that's a really cool idea for you to be able to do. But do I recommend live over premiere? Unless you're going to take live questions, I would say go premiere instead of live so that you don't have to worry about it. You can do all the post-production and everything, and it just uploads the same way. All right, so the next thing is frequency of videos. Now, again, depending on your demographic, depending on what you're going after, I always recommend 3 to 5 videos a week. There are channels that put out daily videos, and if that's the aura and that's the branding for the channel, then do it. Like if it, I have good friends of ours that are in California and they have a channel called Daily Bumps, and their channel is Daily Bumps. It's daily YouTube videos that they upload. They're 10 to 15 minutes long, talking about their lives. They're vloggers. And so like that's what they do. Now, if you're a brand, it's going to be difficult for you to be able to keep up with that because, with micro content, you can take a 3-minute video and chop that into 3 different videos. And now you got 3 videos out of 1 that you can upload as micro content to like Facebook or Instagram. But YouTube, this is pillar content that is going out here. And so you have to keep that in mind. So 3 to 5 videos is ideally where you want to get to. Just, again, take it easy. If you are not doing any videos right now, I'd rather you just do 1 video a week and then work that up to 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5. But work on it. But ideally, 3 to 5 is really where you want to be. And that's just to stay on people's radar and show that you're uploading consistent videos, which is my next point. Stay consistent. If you are going to upload videos on a consistent basis and you have said, I'm going to do this, then do it. You got to do it. So for me, this video, so the content marketing playbook episode, this goes out every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on every Saturday at 9 a.m., my REI Marketing Weekly podcast goes out. And then in between there, between Wednesday and Thursday, I also upload a video that's a little short 2 to 3 minute, like how to do something, a how-to video on content marketing or whatever. And it's just something I shoot with my vlogging camera and that's it. So stay consistent with it. That's important because if you don't, what a lot of people do is they'll try to grow their YouTube channel and they say, I've been uploading videos for 3 weeks and I haven't gotten any traction. Well, I've known people that have been uploading videos for 5 years and they only have a couple thousand subscribers, right? So like you have to stay consistent. Consistency is the key. And when it really comes down to it, something that I wanted to mention here is that YouTube is not an easy platform. Right now, YouTube is probably the most difficult platform to actually grow a following on because it's so saturated, because every single person can just take their phone and upload YouTube videos and that's a YouTube channel, right? So understanding that consistency is the key here and going into a niche, there's just so many things that you got to take into consideration when it comes to growing your YouTube channel. And there's not a secret sauce to actually growing your channel. No matter what anybody says, they will give you the same rhyme and reason every single time. But there's a lot of things that play into it. And building out your YouTube videos is going to be a very big and vital factor when it comes to actually growing your channel. But you do have to understand consistency is going to be the key. Now, does consistency mean 6 months? Does it mean 6 years? Nobody knows. But you got to stay consistent with it if you truly want to get that. And this is the thing, is like, this is why, especially if you're a business, understanding your metrics is the biggest thing that you need to understand. So if you have videos that are going out and you have 1,000 subscribers but your goal is to convert 2 people on one video, and you convert 2 people, but you only get 10 views, then it's a successful YouTube video. So that's why it's super important to understand what your analytics and metrics are if you're going to upload videos. So keep that in mind. And that's the next thing I've got here is track your analytics. It's extremely important to track your analytics, figure out where people are dropping off at, what people are interested in, not interested in, because you want to gauge that on what people are going to actually watch, because you don't want to be wasting time. Even though consistency is key, you don't want to push an envelope that people just aren't interested in, right? So keep that in mind. But at the same time, is this feeding your business? Think about that as well. So I got 2 more things here. Use the micro content on other platforms to push people to your channel. So this is a really surefire way to be able to help grow your channel, is to actually chop up those videos, place them on your Instagram, place them on Facebook, and say, go, here's a little 60-second clip of my 5-minute video. Go watch the full video on my YouTube channel. Here's the link. So this is a really easy and super easy way. It's free as long as you can chop up your content yourself. This is an easy way to be able to do that and push people back to your channel if that's truly what you want to grow. The next thing is collaborate with other YouTubers. This is my last thing here, is collaborate with other YouTubers. If you truly do want to grow your YouTube channel, collaborating with other YouTubers is a very surefire way to do it, especially if they have, and basically what you want to do is have very similar, I would say within 10% subscriber count of what somebody else has, whether that's below you or above you. Because if you go 50%, if somebody has double what you have, or 100%, they have double what you have, then there's not going to be much in it for them. So you got to think about it in that fashion as well. So keep that in mind. Collaborate, get on other people's YouTube channels, get other people on your YouTube channels, have them share it around. And this is a pretty easy way to do it. So last thing I'm going to close here with, I know this is a little bit of a lengthier one, but YouTube is a very difficult platform to understand. Last thing I'm going to close with is understand that this is a question you need to ask. Do you actually want to grow a YouTube channel because you want the subscribers, because you want the income, because you want the the videos monetized and get money off ads and stuff like that? And there's people, like I said, there's people on YouTube that this is their career. They're professional YouTubers. They make their primary income with YouTube. Do you want that, or do you want to grow your business, your core business, through and one of your lead sources is through YouTube? So you need to understand that. And if it's that latter, you have a business and you're just trying to get people, the YouTube is just a marketing tool for you, then subscriber count really doesn't matter. It doesn't, because if people are converting from your channel and you've got 2,000 subscribers, it doesn't matter. You're getting what you're needing. So this is a line that a lot of people have blurred, and they don't fully understand where they're going after. They ask, why don't I not have X amount of subscribers? YouTube is dead. It doesn't work. Well, is that what your goal was to grow a YouTube subscriber base? Well, something to think about. So I really want you to think about that in that manner. It's really important to understand, because I know a lot of people get caught up in numbers and what I like to call vanity metrics. And a lot of people have actual businesses and they're caught up with not the fact that they don't have YouTube subscribers. And they're killing it in their business, but YouTube, they're sucking. So think about that. Very important to understand when it comes to YouTube. So that's what I got for you guys today. YouTube, hard platform to grow anything on, but very vital if it comes to actually using it as a lead generation tool for your business. If you approach it as a marketing tool, it's a pretty easy platform to understand and to actually utilize. So that's what I got for you guys. If you have questions about YouTube or any other platform when it comes down to it for distributing content marketing, reach out to me. josh@colormedia.com is my email address, and happy to answer any questions that anybody has. Make sure you are subscribed to the show. We'll continue this next week. I don't know exactly what platform I'm going to talk about. It might be LinkedIn, it might be websites, and so let's just see what happens. So make sure you come back for next week's episode by subscribing to the channel. And again, reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.